Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Neha Hamilton, and today we are covering this topic of search engine optimization. We have already covered a lot of things in search engine optimization till now. We have covered a lot of important topics, like we have covered SEO process, we have covered on page optimization techniques, in which we have studied all the four factors in very detail. So, I hope you have understood a lot of things about search engine optimization. Now, today we are going to understand again a very important topic. So, today's lecture agenda is to make you understand how do engines rank websites. I mean, we are going to understand about Google algorithm today. So, let me tell you that Google algorithm has more than 120 softwares that are working to rank the websites. They are working on different areas, and the combination of those 120 websites, even more than that, is called as Google algorithm, right? So what is Google algorithm? Google algorithm is a combination of softwares that use a mathematical formula, apply permutation and combinations to find out the best result of your query, and they rank the website. Now it is impossible for us to study all those 120 softwares that Google is using to rank websites. But we are going to discuss 8 to 12 websites in this particular lectures, which are the part of core algorithm. So Google has a core algorithm and a periphery algorithm. When I talk about core algorithm, these are those very important and basic software which are basically involved in ranking the websites. They lead the other softwares, and they are the most important softwares which actually work on the major points. When I talk about the periphery softwares, they are the softwares actually which help or which give a kind of assistance to the core softwares, and they also help in ranking the website. Another important thing that we have to understand is that this algorithm is a bit complicated, and it is also very updated. How come it is updated? It is updated every fortnightly. That means once in 14 days, these softwares get updated. Okay, so why do they update the softwares first of all? So we have to understand that there are two kind of strategies when it comes to search engine optimization. The first is called as black hat strategy, and the second is called as white hat strategy. So whatever we are teaching in class, whatever I am teaching in class is all part of white hat strategy, which is kind of genuine effort to increase the ranking of your website. If you are working on the on page factors, if you are working on technical optimization, if you are working on content improvisation, if you are if you are working on off page factors like making backlinks and all these all things are part of genuine strategies, or which can be called as white hat strategies. Now what are these black hat strategies? See, every industry has some good elements and some negative elements. So in SEO industry, the negative elements are being named as black hat people or black hat strategies that they are using. So they use uh, those strategies which are not rational, which are not acceptable by everybody to improve the ranking of their websites overnight. They do not genuinely, try to optimize their page for a website, but they use those kind of things which are unethical, which are irrational, that improves the ranking for some time, for limited time. But the algorithm that we are talking about, Google algorithm, they are so intelligent, they are so updated that Google keeps on updating for if any new kind of a black hat strategy has been introduced. Because Google has to understand that any website using a black hat strategy, black hat means you are not genuinely working for it. You only want to improve your ranking and increase your traffic, but you do not want to give quality to the customers or the users or the readers, right? So Google wants to make sure that they catches the people who are using this kind of shortcuts or black hat strategies. So that's why these websites keep on updating. If by using black hat strategy, if you at all by any means top the ranking, but whenever the software will get updated, they will catch you and they are going to bring your ranking down, or they may blacklist you, or they may abandon you or restrict you, de-index you. These are something that Google uses to uh, avoid these kind of websites, because Google is also an industry, it is also a company which is providing services to the customer. So what are the services Google is providing us? Google is giving us every answer of each and every question that we ask every day. Whatever you want to know, you can get it on Google, right? Whatever you want to know, about any critical thing, anything which is a part of encyclopedia. You are doing MBBS, if you want to become an astronaut, you want to do studies, that also you can do on Google. So we have very sophisticated information is available, and also very ordinary information, like when is the next public holiday going to come, uh, or when the rains are arriving in your particular location. So Google answers each and every question of yours. Think of an instance when you are asking something and Google is giving you some wrong answers. What will happen at that particular scenario? When you are not getting the right answers, you are going to uh, dislike that company, because your motive is not being satisfied, and the answers that you are looking for, you are not getting it. So you may try to find out some other search engines. For example, we have Yahoo, we have Bing, it is written on the slide. So you will try and go to those different search engines. Google is the market leader only because of the Google algorithm, right? The kind of softwares that are involved in ranking a particular websites, they are they are so good. The combination of them is so nice that sometimes when you type a question in Google, there is no need to open a website. The answer is given to you right away in the first column, right? There is no need to, scroll down the page or even click on a particular page. You will get the answer on the home page of Google on search engine result page itself. So this is how sophisticated and diligent their software is. You type a question right now on your Google, you will get the answer. Whatever question specific, you have to be specific. For example, type next public holiday, enter, you will get the date of the next public holiday, right? For example, very simple, if you want to ask that date of Rakhi in 2021, Google is going to give you answer. There is no need to even scroll down the page. So they are making the process easier for you, they are giving you more better results. This is what Google do. The Google is providing you services, search services. You are getting the result for that, and the mechanism that work behind those search services is called as Google algorithm, right? So I hope you have got the idea of what we are going to understand right now. We are going to understand the core Google algorithm. That means the basic and the most important softwares which are part of Google algorithm, which is involved in ranking of the website. These algorithms are responsible for giving us right answers. They work on different areas. They have different specialties, right? So specialization and specification can be seen in Google algorithm. Frequent updation is something that is seen on Google algorithm. Frequent updation means every 14 days they update the website. Whenever they catch a virus or whenever they catch any different type of new strategy that people are coming up with, Google update those in their softwares and they catches you if you are using a black hat strategy. So the basic motive of Google answering your queries effectively is being made possible only with the use of Google algorithm softwares. Okay, now let us move forward. Every search engine uses a different formula, which is why the results will be different between Google, Yahoo, Bing, Ask.com, and other search engines. So we have to understand that this algorithm is different for different companies. These are all companies. These are enterprises, right? Google is a company, Yahoo is a company, Bing is a company, Ask.com is a company. So they are different companies. So they are using different algorithms. The kind of softwares which are involved in their core team and their periphery team are different. But why we are studying Google algorithm? Because more than 60% of the world population is using Google. As a digital marketer in India, most of us are using google.com. We are not even aware of other search engines that are available for us. 90% of the people in India, about 90% of people in India are using Google as a search engine. So let's understand Google only because this is what is going to benefit you in your professional life. Okay. These formulas, known as algorithms, are constantly changing as the search engines try to achieve the improved results. I've already told you that these softwares they keep on updating, they keep on changing. Why do they keep on changing? Because they want to catch the black hatters, they want to improve the mechanism on which they are working and ranking the website. So, understanding how the algorithm works is the first step in learning how search engines rank websites. Almost every day, Google introduces changes to its ranking algorithm. Some are tiny tweaks, and others seriously shake up the SERPs. What is SERP? SERP? SERP is Search Engine Result Page. So, almost every day, I was talking about fortnightly. Every day, Google is updating the websites, doing changes in the websites, not websites, softwares, or their mathematical formulas which are ranking a particular website. Google introduces changes to its ranking algorithm. Some are tiny tweaks and others seriously shake up the search. इस लाइन का क्या मतलब है कि some updates they actually do some minor changes in the ranking of the website and some very abruptly changes the search engine result page and changes the ranking, right? So the changes are being done every day on everyday basis. The updation is being done. Okay, now we are going to understand this algorithm. Okay, and we are only going to cover the core Google algorithm and those core algorithm also we are going to cover 8 to 10 softwares which are actually most important for Google and which is known to all of us. Some of the softwares we do not know, right? Because Google is a company that is working and they are not going to disclose you all the softwares. Otherwise, everybody will use it and everybody can, become market leader. So this is a confidential thing, first of all. That's why only limited information is with us. Whatever limited information with us, I am sharing it with you, and you have to remember this, right? So, the first software that we are going to understand is the name of that software is Panda. So, Google has named the softwares on some animals, right? So, there are certain things that we are going to understand for each software. The first important thing is launch date. The second important thing is hazards, how it works, and how to address. These are four things that we are going to understand in all the core algorithm softwares. Okay. Now, you have to remember this small tiny things like launch date. Make a table in your copy. In that table, in the first column, write down the name of Google algorithm. In bracket, write down code. Write down the first software Panda, write down launch date, hazards, how it works, and how to adjust. You don't have to get confused between all of them because most probably, uh, I don't know, a news has just come that from 1st of September the colleges are going to open, but we don't know what is in future. So if the question pattern is MCQ, these questions can be asked. For example, when Panda was launched, or what are the hazards which are related to Panda, or which is a software on which the basic hazard is duplicate plagiarized content, right? So we have to remember the name of the software, their launch date, the hazards. Hazard means um, if your website is having this kind of issues, then you are vulnerable to this particular software. This particular software is going to pick you and pull your ranking down if you are carrying these kind of things. That is the meaning of hazards. Hazards means danger. Your website has danger from Panda software if you have these kind of things. Now, what kind of things? Duplicate, plagiarized, thin content, user generated spam, and keyword stuffing. So, all in all, we have to understand that Panda works around plagiarized content. Now, what is plagiarized content? Plagiarized content simply means copied content, right? The thing that we do in our assignments, the thing that we do in our midterm. हम क्या करते हैं? We see the question, we type, we copy paste that question on Google, we find out the answer, we copy that and we paste that in the LMS. This is what we do. This is called as plagiarized content. If you own a website and you are copy pasting the content from some other's website, Panda is a software which is part of Google algorithm. Is going to pick you up and pull your ranking down because you have copied all the content from other. There is nothing new, there is nothing genuine, there is nothing something that can add value to the literature. So you have to make sure that whenever you write an article, it's okay to take inspiration from 50 articles, but don't just copy and paste like you have a habit of doing in your midterms and your EGAs and your whatever weekly test you do, because this is going to harm your image as a digital marketer in the industry. It's okay when it is in class, but whenever you will enter the industry, plagiarized content, it is a big sin. If you are doing a PhD, if you copy your thesis from somebody else, what happens is that actually your PhD thesis get cancelled because we have softwares that check the genuine content and the copied content. If you have copied it from somewhere and the tolerance level, that means the level up to which we accept is 15 to 70%. So if you have copied in your thesis of up to 15 to 70%, we accept that, but beyond that it can be cancelled. So it is a very serious problem, a serious issue, because that's why Google has launched this software called Panda that catches the content which is copied and pasted from somebody else's work. Somebody else is doing that by their own hard work, by their own knowledge. If you want to use that content, you have to take prior permission from that individual who has written that particular thing. Then you have to use reference, you have to quote the text in inverted commas and in bracket. You have to write down that what is the source of this particular quoted text in inverted commas. Are you getting my point? This is the right way of doing it. If you don't do it, for example, your website is writing articles on cricket. You are writing articles on cricket, on Virat Kohli, for example. KL Rahul is doing good nowadays. So, for example, you are writing article on KL Rahul. Okay? What have you done? You have studied 10 different websites. You have taken 10 different content, copy pasted first paragraph copy pasted from first website, second content copy pasted from second website, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and you are going on. What will happen? There is not even a single word that you have written. So what will happen? This Panda software is going to pick you up, going to understand the mathematical calculations they will do, and they understand that the website is copied. So they will either blacklist you or restrict you in the ranking. So whoever is your content writer, you have to make sure that you have a software to check the plagiarized content. We have dedicated softwares which checks the plagiarism in a particular content, how much content is being copied from anything else. So if you do so, if you have a software, do invest in a plagiarism software, because if you have a plagiarism software, what does what that step software do is it will check the content. You check it in a plagiarism software, then you upload it on website. That's all right. If you find it that plagiarism is 2 or 3%, it's completely all right. You can upload it on your website and you can submit it to Google for ranking. But if you know in your plagiarized software, if the the copied content is coming 50%, 60%, 80%, then just reject that content straight away. Give instructions to your content writer to not copy it from somewhere else. you know and in some companies there is no different content writer, no different designer or programmer. You are somebody who has to do everything. So please do not take this habit of your college to your industry. Please don't do it. Otherwise, it is going to ruin your reputation as a digital marketer. Anything that you are doing cannot be up to a good standard, but anything that you should do should at least be a genuine work. It should be your hard work. It should not be a copied work, right? So this is the ethics that we have to keep in our mind, our hearts, and we have to carry this along our professional journey also, right? If somebody tells you to write an article, just write it whatever comes to your mind. Read 10 articles, take inspiration, make notes, and then write an article. No issues in that. But straight away copying and pasting that article will not only pull your ranking down in search engine optimization, but also ruin your reputation. Google may blacklist you, right? Because this is a straightforward black hat strategy that you're using. Okay, so try to be genuine, try to be original. It is not necessary that you top or you rank on the first or second page. Even if you are coming on third page and whatever content you have written, you know that it is original, you have done it, it's completely all right. After 2 or 3 months of time, you are definitely going to come up. So this is the meaning of plagiarized or thin content, right? So it is my humble request as a teacher. I know I cannot control it, but the moment I read your answers, I understand that whether you have written it or whether they are copied, right? As a teacher having 10 years of experience, I can easily find out. So please leave this habit, and trust me, I give more marks to original answers rather than right answers, right? If you are right and it is copied, doesn't matter for me, you will get average marks. But if you have written on your own and it is right also, you are going to get full marks, right? So this is a ethics, this is a philosophy that you should carry everywhere in your life. This is going to benefit you, trust me, in your professional life also, and in your personal life also it is going to benefit you, right? So what do Panda do? Panda is a kind of police that checks the quality of your content, and Panda gives you a quality score. For example, the plagiarized content in your website is 80%, then your score is going down to be 10%, 9%, 8%. This is a score that Panda is giving you. Now, on the basis of your quality score, ranking is given to you. Less plagiarized content, more quality score. More plagiarized content, less quality score. ठीक है? तो हम ये फिलॉसफी अपने दिमाग में बैठा लेंगे कि आज के बाद से हमें कॉपी नहीं करना है. Copying is a thing which is a shortcut, right? Everything which is a shortcut is not going to give you fruits, right? जैसा भी आता है लिखेंगे, कोशिश करेंगे, मेहनत करेंगे, ठीक है. और प्रोफेशनल लाइफ में भी करेंगे, बिकॉज इन गूगल वी हैव पांडा हु इज गोइंग टू catch you if you are going to do these kind of things. Panda was a filter rather than a part of Google's ranking algorithm. But in January 2016, it was officially incorporated into the core algorithm. So it was launched in 2011, and it was added in core algorithm when it was added in core algorithm in 2016, right? So why it was added in core algorithm? Because lots and lots of people are copying the content, and because of the high demand, because of the increasing black hat strategy, what happened is that Panda has eventually become core algorithm. It was just a filter, filtering the websites which have high plagiarized content. It was officially incorporated into the core algorithm. Now, how to adjust it? How to make sure that your website passes the test of Panda, right? The first thing I have told you, the first recommendation that I have given you as a teacher is that make sure that your organization has a plagiarism software. We have dedicated plagiarism software. It is not free of cost. You have to buy it. You have to invest money. You have to give monthly charges for that. You will make a budget. In that budget, add the budget of plagiarism software also, and you do a regular site checkup. Now, how to adjust? Run regular site checkups for content duplication, thin content, and keyword stuffing, right? So, what is the number of keyword stuffing? Do you remember? The keyword should be not more than 2 to 5% in a particular page. That means अगर आपने एक पैराग्राफ लिखा है जिसमें 100 शब्द है, तो उसमें 5 से ज्यादा कीवर्ड का इस्तेमाल नहीं होना चाहिए. More than 2 to 5% of keywords should not be used if in a particular web page. So you have to count the total number of words that are appearing in your web page. If it is a blog, it is an article, doesn't matter. Count the total number of words. Count the keywords. Take the print out of that website और उसमें आप highlight करो keyword कितना use किया है. If the total number of keywords are more than 5%, total number of आपके words का percentage calculate करो. अगर 5% से ज़्यादा है, then give instructions to your content writer to decrease the total number of keywords, because overusing keywords, overstuffing of keywords makes your content a low quality and thin content, and again Panda is going to pull you down, pull your ranking down. Okay, so this is about Panda, the first software that we have studied. Now, let's come to the second uh, software that we have to understand, and the second software is called as Penguin. Now, when was it launched? It was launched in 24th April 2012, right? When what was it launched? 24th April 2012. You have to remember the date of launch of all these softwares. Second important thing, hazards, spammy or irrelevant links, links with over optimized anchor text. So first we will understand what is the meaning of spammy or irrelevant links. You give backlinks in your website, right? I have told you that off page optimization is all about creating linking with other good reputed websites. Linking with other websites doesn't mean that you are linking irrelevantly. For example, you are writing an article on beauty and you are linking your article with a cricket page or sports page. So beauty and cricket, they are not relevant at all, right? So this is called as irrelevant linking. If you are writing an article on something and you are linking your page with something that is not anywhere linked to your present article, that is called as irrelevant link. But yes, if you are writing an article on beauty and cosmetics and you are linking your page with high authority websites कौन सी होती है? The websites which are getting high traffic, the websites which have high ranking in Google, the websites which have good content, the websites which are highly optimized, very famous and popular websites or bloggers, right? So it is important to link your page because that is only going to improve your ranking and off page optimization. But the linking should be relevant. You have to apply your mind and make relations with those people in the industry who are doing good in your particular area or in your particular domain, right? Over optimized anchor text. What is anchor text? You have to understand this first. Anchor text are the words which are written or used in your hyperlinks. Okay, so I am going to show you how anchor text look like. I'm going to stop sharing here and I'm going to share a new page. Okay, I hope this page is visible to you, and if you can find out that where are the hyperlinks in this page, this particular page, you can see that majority of online searches. Now, how to find hyperlinks? Generally, it is differentiated in color. The font color is different of those particular text. And once you keep your cursor on those particular text, you will see this kind of a sign. You know, this kind of a sign means they are giving you a signal that you can click on this particular link and you can go to the next website. Fine. Now, the question is, what is anchor text? So, anchor text is a text which is used for hyperlinks. So, what is the anchor text here? It is majority of online services, right? So, once I click on majority of online services, I am redirected to a different page. Okay, so this is a page that I come to when I click on that particular link. So this is altogether a different website, and this website has linked their page to Neil Patel's page, which is this page, right? So I hope now you have understood what is called anchor text. Here, black hat SEO is written, right? So this word black hat SEO, this is what this is called as anchor text. The text which is used in hyperlinks, so that whenever you click on that particular link, you are redirected to a different web page, to a different location. That is called as actually anchor text. Now, next question is, what is the meaning of over optimized anchor text? If you overuse keywords in all the anchor text, for example, I have used 10 hyperlinks in my particular page, and in all 10 hyperlinks, I'm using the same kind of keywords, or I'm overstuffing the keywords, or I'm adding the hyperlinks where it is not needed, then Penguin is a software that is going to catch you, right? So I hope now you have understood the meaning of anchor text. Let's go back to the slide. Right. So the next thing is spammy or irrelevant links with over optimized anchor text. So you have to make sure that you are not overusing the keywords in the anchor text. You are not using the same keywords in all the anchor text. आपने अगर 5 एंकर टेक्स्ट डाले हैं तो कोशिश करो उसमें अलग अलग कीवर्ड्स आप यूज करो, राइट? सो हाउ इट वर्क्स, गूगल पेंगुइन्स ऑब्जेक्टिव इज टू डाउन रैंक साइट्स। बेसिक ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है कि जो जिन भी वेबसाइट्स में स्पैमी और इररिलेवेंट, स्पैमी मीन्स those links have actually some kind of a virus or they are irrelevant or they are unethical links, right? तो उन वेबसाइट्स की रैंकिंग को उठाकर नीचे करना, ये उसका काम है पेंगुइन का। Whose link it deems manipulative. Since late 2016, Penguin has been part of Google core algorithm. So Penguin भी पांडा की तरह earlier it was just a filter, but now it has been upgraded and it has been become the part of core Google algorithm. Right now, how to adjust it? Monitor your link profile's growth and run regular audits with a backlink checker. So, how to save yourself from this penguin website? So, this website does not pulls you down. So, what you need to do as a SEO, as a digital marketer, you have to monitor your link profiles growth. आपने जिसके साथ लिंक किया है उसके प्रोफाइल की ग्रोथ क्या है वो आपको चेक करना है। मतलब the people whom you link to decides your website's reputation. So if you have been linking to a website which doesn't has a good reputation, is a lot of spammy links on their web pages, unethical content, unnecessary content, lots of ad, very low ranking in search engine result page, try to avoid it and delete it. Try to check the profile of the websites through which you are linking your websites. Okay, if those are good, authoritative, good quality, high traffic websites, it is better to link with them because it is going to improve your organic ranking. And if it is not good, do not shy away to just delete those links from your profile because it downgrades your ranking. Who downgrades your ranking? Penguin downgrades your ranking because it assesses the quality of backlinks that you have in your website, right? So, what are the things that you need to remember whenever you understand, whenever you read this particular keyword penguin? These are basically the launch date is something that you have to remember. It is 24th April 2012. Next thing that you have to remember is that what are the hazards, spammy or irrelevant links and over optimized anchor text. ये दो चीजें हमें पेंगुइन के साथ याद करनी है, ठीक है? अब हम उससे बचेंगे कैसे? हाउ टू एडजस्ट इट, हाउ टू अवॉइड इट? मॉनिटर योर लिंक्स प्रोफाइल ग्रोथ एंड रन रेगुलर ऑडिट्स विद अ बैकलिंक चेकर। तो बैकलिंक चेकर क्या होता है? Now, Backlink Checker is an online platform. There are a lot of companies which are offering you these services. Again, this is going to uh, take some amount of money to take monthly membership of this websites. But through Backlink Checkers, which is an online platform, you can check the quality of the websites that are linked to you. They also suggest you the websites that you should link to. They check your web pages, check the quality of your links, and give you suggestions. So that is called as backlink checker, right? Next, I hope all points about Penguin is clear. If you have any problem, you can ask me right. If not, okay, then we are coming to the next software, which is Hummingbird, and after this, we will wrap up this class. So, again, you have to remember the launch date. When was it launched? It was launched on 22nd August 2013. What are the hazards? Hazards means what are the dangers that you should not have in your website. Otherwise, Hummingbird is going to pull down your ranking. That is called as keyword stuffing and low quality content. Now, what is a low quality content that you have to understand? I have already told you in on-page optimization. I have I have taught you a chapter called as content. In that content thing, I have taught you that it is important to optimize your title tag. The length of your title tag should not be more than 50 to 60 characters. Your body of the text should be in paragraphs. There should be bullet tags. There should be header tags. The content should be well represented and well organized. Another thing is that if you just write a simple black and white paragraph, your content is a low quality content. No matter what you have written, your content is a low quality content. For example, you see a black and white page, and the other page that you see is that page has one heading, four subheadings, 10 points, one infographic, one image that makes that content a high quality content. You have to cover all the things which are related to a particular topic which you are writing on. So Hummingbird basically checks the quality of the content, which is a part of on-page optimization factors, right? Add all those things that I have told you to add when we were, learning that chapter called content. So Hummingbird helps Google better interpret search queries and provide results that match searcher intent as opposed to the individual term within the query. Keyword continue to be important. Hummingbird makes it possible for a page to rank for a query even if it doesn't contain the exact words the searcher has entered. This is achieved with the help of natural language processing that relies on latent semantic indexing, co-occurring terms and synonyms. Do we know what is the meaning of synonyms? Do anybody know what is synonym?
Ma'am,
What is a
word
synonym?
similar to that particular word.
So if you understand what is synonym means, similar meaning words, they are called as synonyms, right? So hummingbird का काम क्या होता है? They have an intelligence that they judge through your keywords, your intent, and what do you want to ask. Even if you do not have a particular keyword that you actually want to ask, Hummingbird is going to give you the right result. Let me give you an example. Okay, for example, you want have you heard of periodic table in chemistry? I know everybody has studied in 10th class. We all know what is that periodic table in chemistry. So, for example, you are not able to remember the name periodic table in chemistry. So you are, trying to search on Google. So you are writing table of chemicals in chemistry, right? Let's try it out and let's see what Google tells us and how Hummingbird is helping Google to find out the right answer. So I am going to stop sharing and I'm going to share the screen to show you कि Google में Hummingbird किस तरीके से काम करता है. ठीक है. So मैंने क्या लिखा है यहाँ पे? लिस्ट ऑफ एलिमेंट्स इन केमिस्ट्री, बिकॉज हो सकता है मुझे पीरियोडिक टेबल नाम याद नहीं आ रहा, मुझे एग्जैक्ट नाम याद नहीं आ रहा, फिर भी आप पेज को स्क्रॉल डाउन करेंगे तो दूसरे ही नंबर पे क्या आ रहा है? पीरियोडिक टेबल आ रहा है, नहीं आ रहा है? आ रहा है. तो ये कैसे आ रहा है? ये आ रहा है हमिंग बर्ड की हेल्प से. दैट मीन्स इफ यू आर नॉट using the right keywords to search for a particular thing, if you are using the synonyms or if you are using the relative words, आसपास के शब्द आप यूज करते हैं, then hummingbird जो है वो उसकी एक फीचर है जिसको हम बोलते हैं लेटेंट इंडेक्सिंग. लेटेंट मतलब साइड में वो इंडेक्स कर लेता है, उन पेजेस को वो सेव कर लेता है जो पीरियोडिक टेबल से रिलेटेड पेजेस. ठीक है. और वो आपको आंसर निकाल के यहाँ पे दे देता है. ठीक है. एक और कुछ हम ट्राई करके देख लेते हैं. अगर आप कुछ सजेस्ट करना चाहे तो आप कर सकते हैं. और नहीं तो मैं ट्राई करती हूँ फेस्टिवल इन इंडिया वेयर फेस्टिवल इन इंडिया फॉर ब्रदर एंड सिस्टर। ठीक है, अब देखते हैं। देखो, मैंने क्या डाला है, मैंने कहीं पे भी रक्षाबंधन या राखी करके नहीं डाला है। मैंने कीवर्ड्स क्या यूज किए हैं, फेस्टिवल इन इंडिया फॉर ब्रदर एंड सिस्टर। तो एक दो ही फेस्टिवल होते हैं, एक तो रक्षाबंधन होता है, एक शायद भाई दूज होता है, राइट। तो आप जैसे ही पेज को स्क्रॉल डाउन करेंगे, सबसे पहले तो यहाँ पे रक्षाबंधन आपको फर्स्ट उसमें दिख गया। तो इफ यू आर नॉट अ इंडियन, यू वांट टू नो that what are the festivals in India for brother and sister, you can easily find out that it is Raksha Bandhan। ठीक है, अब आप स्क्रॉल डाउन करो, देखो पहला कौन सा आ रहा है यहाँ पे इवेंट लिखा हुआ, रक्षा। नेक्स्ट देखो रक्षाबंधन, भाई दूज, राइट। सो गूगल इज गोइंग टू असेस दैट व्हाट डू यू वांट, एंड देन गूगल इज गोइंग टू शो यू एग्जैक्टली व्हाट डू यू एक्चुअली वांट टू डू। अनदर important feature is of hummingbird is that they judge your intent। आप क्या चाहते हो वो आपके वर्ड से वो गेस कर लेता है। कैसे कर लेता है मैं आपको बताती हूँ। ठीक है, क्या कीवर्ड्स टाइप किए हैं मैंने, चीपेस्ट वाइट रनिंग शूज। अब मैंने चीपेस्ट वाइट रनिंग शूज लिखा है, तो यहाँ पे देखो सबसे सस्ते सस्ते, मुझे पता भी नहीं था 749 में भी आपको एक स्पोर्ट शू मिल सकता है, 849 में मिल सकता है, 849 में मिल सकता है। तो ये मेरे को रेडीमेड गूगल इज शोइंग मी वेबसाइट कि भाई आप यहाँ जाओ, क्लिक करो और ये 700 रुपए का जूता आप खरीद लो। ठीक है, अब मैं अपने कीवर्ड नीचे भी मैं आपको दिखा देती हूँ पेज किस तरीके से आ रहा है, madeinchina.com, अलग अलग वेबसाइट्स आ रही है। अब मुझे जूते खरीदने नहीं है, मैंने चीपेस्ट लिखा तो गूगल को समझ में आ गया मुझे सस्ता जूता खरीदना है। अब मैं अपने कीवर्ड्स चेंज कर देती हूँ। अब मैंने बिल्कुल चेंज कर दिया अपना कीवर्ड। मैं आई एम अ पर्सन हु इज डूइंग अ कोर्स इन शू डिजाइन। ओके, आई एम अ स्टूडेंट, और मैं जानना चाहती हूँ कि रनिंग शूज में के सोल में कौन कौन से एलिमेंट्स यूज किए जाते हैं या क्या क्या उसका कंपोजिशन होता है। तो मैंने वो लिख के सर्च किया। बेसिक तो मैं शूज के बारे में ही सर्च कर रही हूँ ना, लेकिन अभी मैं क्या सर्च कर रही हूँ, क्वालिटी ऑफ रनिंग शूज एलिमेंट्स। मतलब मैं जानना चाहती हूँ, बिकॉज मैं शू डिजाइन पढ़ रही हूँ, सो आई वांट टू नो कि भाई शू में सोल किस किस चीज से करके बनती है। तो देखिए मुझे कहीं जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, यहाँ पे गूगल ने मुझे आंसर दे दिया कि सोल के 3 लेयर होते हैं, इन सोल, मिड सोल, आउट सोल। देयर इज नो नीड फॉर मी टू गो एनीवेयर, आई कैन इजीली फाइंड माई आंसर। यहाँ पे कहीं जूता और प्राइस लिखा हुआ दिखाई दे रहा है, आपको नहीं दिखाई दे रहा है, क्योंकि गूगल हैज ऑलरेडी अंडरस्टूड दैट माई इंटेंट दिस टाइम इज नॉट परचेज इंटेंट, माई इंटेंट दिस टाइम इज नॉलेज इंटेंट। मुझे जानकारी चाहिए, इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए, इसीलिए मुझे इस तरीके के रिजल्ट दिखाई दे रहे हैं। आपको कहीं पे भी अ, मतलब आप बहुत नीचे जाओगे तो हो सकता है आपको कोई ई कॉमर्स वेबसाइट दिख जाए, otherwise you are not going to find an e-commerce website when you use those kind of keywords which suggest that you want knowledge, right? So I hope you have understood the basic function of this hummingbird, which is a part of Google algorithm. Okay, so I think that's enough for today. We have covered a lot of things in today's class. We have covered three Google algorithm softwares which are part of core algorithm, right? So if you have any point of discussion or anything to ask, you can ask me. If not, I am ending the recording now. Thank you so much for joining.